Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Eman Hardy, who will fight on CFFC 158, August 7th. Hello, Eman. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, and I think that your next opponent is like really good opponent. He is 4-1 right now. So if you can tell me how your camp is going for this fight, and overall, what do you think about your opponent?
Oh, the camp is going pretty good right now. It was a pretty short camp, so we're just trying to get all the looks that I can. Just a lot of cross training and just getting ready for him specifically. But as for him, I was actually kind of impressed with his last fight. On paper, it looked like the guy he was going against would have been a little better than him, but he ended up finishing him in the first. So that told us everything we need to know. Like he's dangerous, explosive. He's got a lot of wrestling experience. So however it goes, it's going to be a fight.
And how many weeks did you have for preparation?
I think the fight just got official, I want to say like 2 weeks ago. So maybe a little over a month, or maybe about a month.
So it's probably like quite maybe not super short, but quite like shorter one, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't a full camp, but I kind of prefer it that way anyway. I'm not a big fan of like the whole 3 month for camps and everything.
And about like studying your opponent, do you like is it like enjoyable thing for you to watch like videos of your opponent and try to like take something and like solve the problem? Let's say, do you like this part?
Oh yeah, that's honestly it's my favorite part. Like I think me and my teammate we spent like $20 like buying his old fights just to get a little more information. But for me personally, it fills me with more confidence when I know exactly what I'm dealing with, and I can come up like you said, come up with some different ways to solve the problem once I'm in there. It feels nice to have the answers, and then I look like I can go out there and do like some cool shit because I can already see what's going on. So yeah, I love it.
And right now you are 2-1, but when I dig a little bit deeper in even these three fights, I saw that all the opponents were like really tough fighters because
Oh yeah,
first guy that you beat right now he's like 5-2, and he was 2-0 when you fought him, so definitely good fighter. Then you fought against guy who right now is 3-0, and in your last fight, you fought against guy who was like 9-0 as the amateur. So of course, like
yeah.
0-0 as the pro, maybe it's not super impressive, but 9-0 as the amateur is super impressive. So in these three fights, I think that you gain like a lot of overall a lot of experience.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I kind of just took that from in my amateur career. Like I would just go for the biggest and best challenges because I feel like that's how you grow as a fighter. It's one thing if I fight a bunch of people that are 0-0 or 1-8 or they got like 50-50 records, then it's like, okay, supposed to win those fights. But if you go in there and you fight the best people that you can find and you come out on top, it takes your confidence to another level. So like taking this fight was easy for me. Didn't really take too long to give him back an answer. And like I said, I feel like I'm ready for it.
And probably when you take this kind of challenges, when you win this fight, definitely your stocks will go up like really quickly. So it's like, of course, it can be risky thing to take a tough fight, but in the end, when you win, it will be not any like thing that you are not good or you did not deserve any something, but probably even like road to the title can be like closer for you.
Mhm. Exactly. Yeah, I feel like that's the most straightest shot to the top is just climbing the rankings, just try to get somebody that's supposed to be bigger and better. Because I mean, it's one thing like a record is one thing. It's just all that does is tell me how many fights you had, but all it really comes down to is the matchup, and I feel like I match up well against almost anybody. So yeah, like I said, it looks good on paper, but in my mind, none of that shit really matters. If anything, like you said, it just makes me look better when I beat him. So
And in your training camp, do you have like maybe some drill or like exercise that you don't like? Maybe you think it is boring, but in the end, you know that it's like important part of the like overall game.
Yeah, of course. I hate wrestling. I can't stand it. I hate everything about it. But I go every I go every Friday up at Eddie Hall's with Hall of Fame trained, and it's honestly my favorite day of the week. I hate doing it, but I love it just because I know that I need it, and I'm getting better and better. I'm at a point now where I'll go with people and they'll ask me, "Am I a wrestler?" And I'm like, "Nah," but yeah, it's like eating your vegetables in a way, but like you get to like season it a little bit.
But even probably when you can see like progress that you
Mhm.
made is like super satisfying thing that
Of
maybe you
course,
were not like super good at first, but right now you have this kind of skills, so it's probably like super like just satisfying feeling.
of course.
And if you can tell me how overall your journey with combat sports started.
Started. I guess it officially started back around like right before COVID started. I would say like 2019, 2020. I started training and I started doing like just jujitsu, and then because I always wanted to get my blue belt before I went pro. But then I switched gyms and my coach found me a fight, and ever since that first fight, I've just been kind of like racking them off. I only started fighting like 3 years ago. So yeah, it's been a short journey, but it's fulfilling.
And about like the like 2020 and the COVID, did you think that maybe you will not be able to take this kind of careers? So maybe there will be like no shows for a while, and in the end you have to take some other career as your path.
Honestly, no, not at all. I didn't even when it was going on, I really wasn't thinking about it. I was just going to work and training, and I was just taking everything one day at a time. So I didn't even I didn't know exactly how finding a fight even worked. So I was just showing up training, and the next thing you know, like a couple years later, my coach he told me he could find me a fight, and I was just like, all right, fuck it. So yeah, I was just like I said, just doing my thing. Even when my first amateur fights, I was just fighting. I think I was fighting in the beginning. I was fighting like at least like once every month. Sometimes I was fighting twice in a month. So like I said, everything just started happening fast, and like even me fighting for the CFFC, I didn't even think that was going to happen. But I said once you get the wins, here we are.
Yes, yes, the CFFC is like definitely a really good like promotion to be in.
Yeah, definitely.
And also you were able to finish your fights in like first round, second round, third round. Of course, you won also by decision. And in your opinion, when are you the most dangerous? So is it like first part of the fight or like later on?
I would say I think I'm dangerous throughout the fight, but I will say the third round is where I'm the most dangerous. That's when that's when I get to fully settle into the fight, and then I get that perfect mixture of like aggression, creativity, and I get like a second win. So, nah, yeah, definitely the third round. Once that third bell rings, yeah, it's not somewhere you want to be.
And probably it's also like a really interesting moment because it's of course about the skills, but in the end there is like cardio, like this kind of things. So it's interesting moment because you can probably see who is like willing to break in the like end of the
Exactly.
fight.
Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of my whole style. It's just putting pressure on people, and then by the third round, like I said, I put pressure and make my reads, and then by then I just take all the data I collected and just kind of just do me.
And also, if you can tell me more about your gym and maybe mention few like sparring partners, maybe some prospects like you that you think that they can be like successful in the future.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I train at a gentleman's MMA. It's in Wilmington, Delaware, and like got my two head coaches. Earl Small and Tim Williams, who also fought for the CFFC. And then you got my main training partner is Paul Samaru, and we were supposed to make our amateur debut together. We started training like MMA around the same time, so that's been like my right hand man for like my whole career. So me and him are always in the gym, in and out of the gym, getting work in. And like even if we're not here, we're traveling. But then you got a lot of people coming up too, like some younger guys in the gym who like two of them are that I think got like a lot of potential are Pedro Martinez and Ronnie Potts, who also he just fought on the CFFC card. I got a chance to corner. But yeah, they're about to make some noise in the next few years. But other than that, yeah, I've been kind of jumping around, just trying to get as many good looks. I've been training a little bit, getting some sparring rounds in at Eddie Alvarez's Underground Kings with a lot of help from Ryan Cafaro. Uh, I just came from Tactical Combat Academy down in my fault, Greencastle, Pennsylvania, working with Aaron Brooks. Not Aaron Brooks, I'm sorry, Isaiah Brooks. Like he's another phenomenal lightweight. And I might be blanking on some other places I've been, but yeah, just I try to just go all around, just looking for talent. And my homie Jay Watson too. Jay Watson, he's another killer, Gunsmoke.
But overall, it's probably like cool approach to go to as many gyms as you can, get some useful information and knowledge, and probably like you are also like beneficial when you are back in your like regular gym because other fighters can gain some from you.
Exactly. Yes. It's like a cycle, man. Just go get some information, bring it back to the squad, and I feel like it just gets everybody better. Not even just in my gym, but just in the region.
And about you as the let's say fan of MMA, do you have fighters from the current UFC rosters who maybe inspire you in some ways, but just you like to watch them and maybe take something from their games to yours?
Uh Honestly, if I'm being honest, recently I haven't been as much as of a fight fan lately. I haven't been watching too many fights. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm like watching older fights, trying to study. But I will say the fighters that I'm still a fan of now are like Corey Sandhagen, Peter Yan, Alex Pereira. One of my favorite fighters to study right now has been Lorenz Larkin. But yeah, off the top of my head, I can't really think of too many other active fighters. But yeah, a lot of my favorite fighters are like retired. But yeah, I study a lot of people. I feel like my style is a mix of a good amount of fighters that I've just watched from like growing up and everything.
Yes, but Lawrence Larkin is also kind of like legend. Even his
Oh
fights
yeah,
in like Strikeforce, then of course UFC, and later on like Bellator. So many great fights, and I think that he's still like fighting, or at least he had like some fight booked recently.
yeah. He was supposed to fight on the MVP card on Netflix, but I think he had to pull out. Yeah, that was a bummer.
Yes, yes, probably. And I saw that you have a kind of interesting nickname, the one who knocks. And if
Yes,
you can
sir.
tell me what is like the story behind this nickname?
Yeah, so the one who knocks is from you ever seen Breaking Bad?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, it's from that scene. And I feel like that nickname kind of like encapsulates my style of fighting, where I'm just like I can fight against. I was fighting up in, I think the highest I fought was middleweight, so I was fighting at middleweight, welterweight, lightweight, and in all those divisions, like people used to be worried like, oh, don't you worry about fighting these bigger guys or whatever, but in my mind, like I go into the fight like I'm the predator, so it's like I don't care how much bigger you are, like 6 foot, 5'11", 5'7", I don't care. Either same way, you getting walked down. And it's like that's just how I fight. Like I'm the one who knocks, like I am the danger. So it just fits.
yes. It's actually a kind of great mindset to have.
Sure. It allows me to put on more exciting performances and just be a little more free. And I don't really like I fight with defense, but I don't fight super defensively. Like I like to let my offense go. And I feel like you can't really do that if you're showing too much respect.
And you mentioned that you fought in a few weight classes. So right now, when you do a weight cut, how much of the problem is it, or is it like a problem at all for you?
Now I ain't gonna lie, it is a little bit of a problem. But I've never missed weight. And I'm actually starting to turn that around. My girlfriend, she's been a big help for me, like helping me with nutrition and meal prepping for me, and the weight's starting to fall off. So I'm starting to get back to where I need to be. And I want to say right after this fight, I'm probably going back down to lightweight for good. But like I said, I really don't have too much of a problem fighting at 170. I've been mainly doing to keep me busy while I lose the weight. So, and it's nothing more motivating than having a fight. So that just motivate me even more to start getting the weight down. So yes, I'm a pretty big lightweight. Like I can like walk around sometimes around like 200. So that cut is it's a little. I got to make sure I'm on my p's and q's for it.
Yes, 200 is actually really, really big for the lightweight.
Yeah, even fighting at 70, I had to cut like 30 pounds for this. So
Yes, yes, sometimes it's probably like just the worst part of MMA that is like a fight before the fight.
yeah, for me it's just the dieting. That's just the hard part. I can't stop eating.
And like outside of the fight game, when you have a
Mhm.
little bit more free time, do you have any like additional hobbies, but not involving combat sports?
No, not at all. All I think about all day is fighting. If I'm not thinking about fighting, I'm studying. If I'm not studying, I'm in the gym shadow boxing. I can't remember a time where I haven't been thinking about fighting. Like this is all I care about.
So it's like the fighting or the like TV series like Breaking Bad.
Yeah, well, that was a while ago. That was before. But I do watch like I'm starting to get back into watching a little more anime and playing games, like video games. Like I'll be on the UFC game and Siege, Rainbow Six Siege. So yeah, sometimes me and my teammates will hop on there. But outside of that, yeah, it's pretty much fighting.
Okay, Iman, so many thanks for the time and for conversation.
Of
I
course.
think that this fight is like super interesting one, but with your experience as the, of course, like amateur, as the pro, I think that you definitely have this kind of tools to solve the problem, and definitely I have like a finger crossed for your victory.
I appreciate it. Thank you.